Good morning, students. I am Ashutosh Ranjan, science teacher from Modern English School, Bihar Sari branch. Today I am providing you revision lecture for your 6th chapter Changes Around Us. As I have taught you this chapter in my previous lectures and also discussed their questions. Today I will provide you some main points, some main facts about this chapter. As I have discussed in my previous videos, I have told that so many changes continuously take place in our surroundings. In these terms, some changes take place naturally and some changes take place by the interfere of human or any others. So we notice that after taking place of changing, some changes reversed, some changes returned in their previous state. But after changing in some things, after they do not return in their previous state. So on the basis of their reversing reaction or irreversible reaction, these changes are classified into two main groups: reversible changes and irreversible changes. Those changes in which any substances, any things changed, and by interfere of any simple effect they return into their previous state. Means in these changes only physical property, only physical state of substance is changed. Chemical property of these substance is not changed. Then these changes are reversed. Their physical state, structure, length, appearance is changed, but after some physical process they return back in they reversed into their previous state. So these changes are called as reversible changes. As melting of ice, when we heat butter, it convert into vapor. When we cool down butter vapor, it return into butter drops. Similarly, when we cool butter, it turn into ice, and when we heat ice, it return into water. So this is example of physical changes. We can fold paper, but by releasing force, paper become in their previous state. So this is reversible change. Irreversible changes are those changes in this object do not return into their previous state. Means we can say that in some cases chemical property of these objects are also changed, so they do not return into their previous state. At burning of paper, tearing of cloths, tearing of paper, ripening of fruit, rotting of fruits, in these processes objects do not return in their previous state. So these changes are called as irreversible changes. Now another group is also classified for changes. These groups are physical changes or chemical changes. So all reversible changes are physical changes. In physical change, only physical property of any substance is changed. So physical changes may be reversible or irreversible. Means all reversible changes are physical changes, but those irreversible changes in which only physical property of object is changed, those irreversible changes are also physical change, as tearing of paper, tearing of cloth. In these cases only physical property of paper, only physical property of cloth is changed. So these changes are irreversible but physical changes. But in those irreversible changes, chemical property of any substance is also changed and they will not return in their previous state. Those changes are called as irreversible changes, as well as chemical changes as burning of paper, changing of milk into curd, burning of cloths, repainting of fruits. In these cases, material will do not return in their previous state because here chemical property of object is changed. So these changes are called as chemical changes, and all chemical changes are irreversible. So this is some important facts for your 6th chapter, changes around us. For today, that's all. Thank you. Have a nice day.